That is weird. No, it's okay. I'm going to lower that one little light a little bit because I got enough natural light. Yay! There we go. Alrighty. Here we go, guys. Oh, how is everybody doing? All right, let's kick things off. Okay, welcome to Weird and Woo-Woo. I feel like it's self-explanatory. It's kind of in the title. We are going to pull some cards here today. And after pulling, we'll see. We won't predict nothing. Okay, well, we will be, but not like what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with the flow. Okay. So, oh gosh, hey Trisha, hey Manishka. What was I gonna say? Oh yes. Please remember not to Cinderella this shit to make it fit. If you got to do mental gymnastics, or hold a debate in your head and weigh out the pros and cons of whether this is for you, it's not for you. It should not be that difficult, okay? It should resonate. Now, there may be aspects that you're like, okay, that one's not me, kind of thing. But for the most part, you shouldn't have to, yeah. So, I couldn't tell what they wanted me to do today. I felt very like this, or this. So I just kind of went with coffee and tarot because I always feel like coffee and tarot is a catch-all. It's a conversation with spirit. So it's kind of like, okay, well, what's up? Let's sit down kind of thing. So I didn't know if it was like an imminent thing, which usually if it's imminent, like it's going to come through. And I wanted to go to it. And then I was like, I do feel that of all of them, it was kind of like, let's talk about the energy of the weekend, right? And it feels like the energy of the weekend is a bit of, oh, my feathers are falling. More like it's something kicks off on the weekend, but the energy kind of like goes longer than just the weekend. I don't know. And is it energy that I'm picking up on? Not necessarily like, oh, an event continues on, but I feel an energy, right? So we'll see. We shall see. Other than that, I was like, I'm just gonna wing it and see what's up kind of thing. We just had a whole bunch of tornadoes come through. Well, let me rephrase that. Like up the northern part of our state had tornadoes. We had like severe wind, like 60-mile-an-hour winds, which is as damaging as a tornado. You know what I mean? Only the winds cover more ground. So yeah. And now it's all beautiful. It looks like spring. My son's like, I told you spring would be right back, but it's trying to dip down into like the nether regions, can I just say? And then it'll be back to 70. Like, this is what we do. We were like 70 and 72. And like before that, we were like a hard 67, you know? And then it was like, we're like for the last 3 weeks, we've had one day that decides it's going to be like, I'm taking a stand and I want to be cold. Okay. It's like a hot, like, you know, when we talk about hot and cold, like can't make up your fucking mind. Like it's truly going like, but that's where I live all the time. And I don't know about you all, but I have found myself every minute that I can getting near water, getting outside, literally just letting the sun beat me. But I've been watching these lives on like these other on certain platforms where people go out to like the ocean at the beach, and like whether it's a sunset or a sunrise, and you can literally just hear the ocean, and they have been some of the most magnificent, gorgeous, beautiful. Please tell me you live close to the ocean, Trisha. Please tell me that you're able to get there within a 30-minute drive, because girlfriend, oh my gosh, you need it. I might be projecting there. That might be me projecting, but I'm just saying. All right. Just as good. But at least you can still freaking make a weekend. Like you could go for a Saturday and like just, you know what I mean? Get up at like 7 in the morning, go and just like be there all day if you wanted to. I'm not saying you want, I know some people are like, but like I'd be like, I'm stay outside. And then I'd go eat on the patio somewhere, all kinds of stuff. Like me and water and the outdoors. I have my days. Why am I stalling? Am I stalling? Okay. Sacred Traveler Oracle. Oh, yeah. The beach. The beach. Did your kids come along with you? Did your kids move with you, or did they stay up north? I bet they're kicking themselves if they didn't come with you. I think they were teenagers, right? I'm feeling like somebody might be old enough to do what they want right now. That's why I was asking that. They're not young, are they? Too close to where you're at? Smart girls. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with up north, but there's a gorgeous weather. Because I have like the depression I get during the winter because I can't get outside is unreal, and it always has been. And I liked that near Boston you could still get some really good sunny days even though it was freaking cold, right? But like not being able to get outside, now I was like, I can do it. And I'm like this whole like and we've had a shorter winter. Like I don't know what it was about this winter where I was like, I need somewhere where I can be like I've got to get outside. I can't do it. You know what I mean? And so I have family in North Carolina, and God, they have like, I get jealous. They have like the best weather, like the best weather. And like you're not, my sister used to live in Georgia, and she would be like, oh my God, because first off, alligators or whatever they are. And then, but also like she'd buy a coat and her kids would wear it for like 2 weeks. And in February it was already 70. And like humidity would be, so I feel like you're just enough north to not have those uber shitty winters, and just enough south where it's like, you know what I mean? Wait. You're just enough south that you don't have those shitty winters, but just enough north where it's not like a swamp, walking through a swamp. Although South Carolina is pretty close to it because she used to work in South Carolina and lived in Georgia. So I guess she lived kind of to the border. I feel like South Carolina has had, am I making this up? That's where you went, right? South Carolina has like this rap for being like so impoverished. And I'm not saying that they're not. And like not being this, like it has a tarnished reputation, but how much you fucking want to bet you are the first of many, because the climate, the area, because of the lower, I feel like South Carolina is going to start booming the same way North Carolina does, hands down. Now South Carolina's got some great areas, but it has a lot of very impoverished areas. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the way the Appalachia, they have their pockets of severe poverty, and it's like, but I feel like that's going to, and I don't want it to be gentrified necessarily. I'm just saying that I think people are going to start seeing the value and stop people talk negatively about South Carolina a lot, and I'm like, but the land there is fucking gorgeous. I think there's going to be a change. In my opinion. I be talking, man. I'm just having conversations here. This I saw 3 times when I was doing it. And like, okay, protected by angels. You are cherished. I don't know why I'm itching. You are cherished by the angels. Okay. Somebody might need to hear that. Open your heart to joy. Reflect and redirect your energy. And it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. It's funny. Like, why does spirit want to sit there and let you know that you're protected by the angels and that you're cherished by the angels ahead of saying, hey, it's time to do a bit of healing. It's time to connect again. It's time to mend. It's time to release some shit. So please, I'm going to change this around. I feel like they're saying, open your heart to joy. And I feel like release and connect is the healing that needs to occur. Why am I itching? Y'all, ignore me. I put some olive oil on. So like, I have some olive oil from Greece, and I use it for certain things. I'm like, I think it's the sweater connecting with the fucking olive oil. I don't know. And so they're asking it. So I'm changing these around. I'm changing the order. They want you to open up to joy and delight. They want you to open your heart to joy. In order to do that, it's time to connect with others, and it's time to release something. So please, okay, that's what the energy of this weekend is. They want you to reflect and redirect your energy. So whatever is about to happen, I feel like there's going to be an energetic shift. It feels as if it's, okay, so you know how like there's the big major arcana energy shifts, and then there's the minor arcana. This is like a minor arcana one. The reason I say that is because I feel like a major shift or cycle, trajectory, timeline has already taken place. But there's also like a little bit of a part of you that's where I feel like the releasing comes in. There's a release that needs to happen so that you can start connecting again, connecting to the world around you, connecting to your joy, connecting your heart to your decision making, like in order to feel connected to life itself, right? You feel disassociated, disconnected somehow, right? And it's like, okay, you're going through the motions and you have moments of like, oh, this is good. And you can recognize mentally that something is a better situation, but it's like energetically, you're not letting yourself immerse in it, right? And so this weekend is about redirecting that energy. Yep, at the bottom, beginning a new cycle. So, okay. I feel like there's something to the whole you're protected by angels aspect. So we're going to pull cards on that. And then we're going to talk about releasing, connecting, and redirecting your energy. Because I feel like you direct some of your energy to something that you haven't yet fully let go of. And it feels like there's no energetic cords to this. There's no like something's attached to you or like you're grasping at it. It is, they're saying an awareness. You have an awareness, like a keen or an acute awareness of something. Like I think this is talking about, and some of the several readings that we've had since January talks about you being afraid because of history. Like you have too much history. You need to let go of your history. Oh, okay. You need to release your history because you're focusing your energy and making choices and decisions based upon, I feel like it's a constant awareness of something happening over and over and over again, like a repeated pattern or like a series of events. And it's kind of like, because you won't, I used to say, and I still do, I think that this is true, but this is what's leaving in the new shift, the new age of Aquarius, the awakening of mankind, is that history is the greatest predictor of future events and has always proven to be true. history repeats itself. There's so many scholars and so many authors out there that have books and talk about this and show cycles repeating and things like that. And it has been the like, I've told people, as a reader, I can read you to filth and give you specificity and tell you exactly what's going to happen. I can predict everything for you when I know that you are caught in loops. And it's easier for spirit to be able to say for certain this is what's going to happen. Now people are like, I have free will. Yeah, you sure do, but you don't fucking exercise it. You are stuck in a like society, and humans as a whole have been so predictable. Like they haven't evolved and grown and pushed themselves. And so it's one of those things which is why we call it the matrix. It's like an institution created to be able to keep people from, and people are challenging it now. So now spirit can sometimes say, I can tell you to a T exactly what's about to happen. And some people will be like, well, you never know. There's always, no, it's happening. Either one, because there's those patterns, they haven't fully broken away from them, or two, because you're so far along down the path of a timeline, you've made so many decisions that the inertia behind something happening is inevitable now. It's like it can get to a point where like there's a point of no return. Now, what you do with it is what you do with it, right? That's where we call like fate. You get me? And then there's a lot of times where there's a convergence of timelines, and because you are in a space where you're choosing differently, you're aligning with things more organically. That's yourself. You're allowing all aspects at the table to have a say. It becomes sometimes we can't tell you what's going to happen because it depends on what you do. And so there's times where it's like, people are like, what about what's going to happen with this? And it's like, certain things, sometimes I can like that. And other times, even spirit's like, I don't know. It hinges on this, this, and this. And that's as society pulls away from that, right? From those patterns. And so, yes, while it's true that history has been the greatest predictor of events, as to for future events, and that's why we've set ourselves up in such a way where it's almost like our rules and paradigms in society are immovable, and feel like a tower that would crumble if we did something, because they were never created to grow and breed with society, because we never evolved. We went through a long period of micro increments of evolvement, and really just actually digging our heels in and rooting ourselves into one paradigm. And so you're used to this. So while that's true, history used to, and I think that's the reason why whoever this is holds on to that, because it's like, I don't have any real reason. I don't have experience. I couldn't even tell you, my soul hasn't even experienced this in however many lifetimes, where it's such a distant concept and memory of my soul that things can be different. And it can be irritating when but never experience different. Like, it doesn't have to be like this. These cycles happening over and over again. But this is kind of like saying, this is the moment you have to cross that bridge. Okay. This is the moment when you get to change that. And the only way that something will repeat itself is if you continue to look at it and wait for it and watch it and direct your energy in that direction. It's that self-fulfilling prophecy. You're expecting shit to go in my mouth, wrong again. And it's like, so I'm not even going to step out, but then you perpetuate that. And so spirit's kind of like, you're protected. It's okay to break free from that. It's okay to believe something different. It's okay to release this. It can be, because we do that as a protection of ourselves. I look to history to know, right? And this is where our ego really did protect us for a long time, because our ego would pay attention to all the other, like, it knew, and it would cast into the future. That's why it's in the habit of doing that. It casts into the future that which has already occurred, right? And so if all that's ever occurred is you greatness only turning into tragedy, things going south for you, then there's going to be that lack of confidence, because yeah, I might feel great for a little bit, but shit's going to go south anyway. So why even let myself feel great? Why even open my heart to joy and delight? It's not lasting. I just heard somebody say, I'm going to fuck it up again. And so that's the thing that has to be released. That's the healing, is giving that your energy. And it's time to connect with the world again, because that will help. Okay, so let's see. Fallen Angel Oracle. Sorry, I keep looking where we at. Hey, David. Greenville. Okay. Aww. Hey, Star Lover. Welcome, welcome. I don't know why my camera is refocusing. I kind of do, actually, guys, because I cleaned it. So there might be a streak on it or something like that. I don't know. I cleaned it. Obviously not. Okay. Enlightenment. Dang. Take advice. Rebirth. Boss, tell you shit. Remember, I said this feels like something that begins this weekend and will last energetically. So did I say rebirth? I told you. Then we have transformation. Oh my gosh. Recuperation. Wow. Celebration. And mystery. Being in a mystery is the place to be, because that is the area where all the possibilities exist. Being in the know actually pigeonholes you into a very particular timeline, a very particular event. It narrows your options down, just as a reminder. All right, enlightenment. So I feel as if it's kind of like, take the advice. Now, for some of you, I actually think that you're going to come across, they're showing me somebody where they're like just listening to something like a podcast or whatchamacallit, YouTube, a live, something like that, right? And somebody says something. And it's like, it feels like something that opens you up to this process. And it's kind of like, take the advice, like heed the information, like let it sit with you, allow it in. Now that's for some people. I think that I feel like there's actually something that comes through, like a message, shit. It could even be you talking to somebody, and you ever, like, we all have heard that meme where it's like, I felt advised by my own advice. Like, I can tell you, I've worked with teenagers a lot in my time. And there's so many times I'm going through a conversation with them, and it's like something just wah, would come out, and I'm like, oh shit, like that's for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm saying something where I'm like, okay. Like spirit's like, kind of thing. And then, or this is spirit saying right here, right now, I'm telling you right now, this is what needs to happen this weekend. And you do that by opening yourself up to the truth, calling yourself out on your bullshit, being realistic with the self, having sincere, genuine conversations with spirit. No matter how that goes, I don't care if you're pissed. Like I have had pissed conversations where I will talk it out. And I'm like, this is bullshit. No, and I will even how fed up I am with their shit just sitting, and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, and in it, like, when I'm explaining my humanity, something comes out. I do this with friends too, guys. Like sometimes I can like only mull it over so much. And then as soon as it starts to come out, sorry guys, as soon as it starts to come out, like I said, like just with friends, just talking it out, and I'm like, oh, like, they don't gotta say shit. I'm like, oh, like my brain is able to see something because I'm hearing it. You know what I mean? So there's like a level of enlightenment to come, enlightenment that will come from either hearing something, receiving a message directly from spirit, hearing somebody else say something, a passing comment or suggestion. And it's kind of like that advice, that piece of information, that little bit. It's the, oh. And when that happens, when something just sinks in, inevitably you open up to allowing that to change your perspective, it's like you're not fighting it anymore. It grasps your attention. It's like, look here, and you just kind of like, enlightenment just opens you up where you were very closed off. It allows for a transformation to occur. And as a result, the rebirth that you're needing. So it's like whatever happens this weekend is going to travel with you. That's why I was like, this energy feels like it's an energy that goes with you, though. And the focus is on recuperation. Okay? Healing from that. So this weekend shouldn't be about anything else other than that. And I feel like you don't have to go, okay, I'm going to recuperate. I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to do this. It's like, it's not quite like that. It's going to be something that comes your way. And it's like, I get my crown is tingling. It's like, it just, and it could be a very direct, hey, you should do this. And somehow you're like, okay, like maybe there's a suggestion and you take the suggestion. And from that, you're like, well, shit, you learn there's a truth. Something opens up. You get it. There's a revelation. There's a aha moment is what it feels like. And it's just the right aha to let something get in, right? How many times have I gotta be honest with you. I've had moments where I've had aha moments and I'm like, this is not the first time I've heard something like this. Like it may have been like mentioned to me in different ways, but it just didn't fucking make sense. And then there's that one time something is said and it's like, it's the key that unlocks something. And I'm like, oh, like something sinks in. And that's like one of those, a point of no return. You can't go back to unknowing something that you know. You can't go back to when you absorb something at a deep cellular level and you allow it to re-encode you. When something is a stark contrast to the history that you believe to be true, to the thing that your ego has always said, when your ego comes across that moment where it's proven wrong, it's like, oh shit. Your brain does the same thing. Your brain is it myelinates a whole new neural pathway. It's like it now knows there's a different way, and you can't go back. So it's carried with you. This understanding, this recuperation, this release, it lets you let go of something. And I feel like that is like, oh, the celebration. You're going to be fucking happy as shit. It's been burdensome to carry that history with you. To constantly carry the notion of like, I can't break free from feeling like it's just going to happen again. I can't break free from. This helps you to break free from it. And you are so, it's like shackles or like nasty clothing. Like you just shed it. You're like, ugh. It's like a skin. Well, yeah, I was gonna say, it's like a snake shedding their skin. Like when it's dead and no longer useful, but it's still attached and it's doing like the bearded dragons, like all the lizards and stuff, they'd be all pissed, like, get it off of me. Like, I can't get it off. I can't shake it. I can't fucking get rid of it. You get rid of it this weekend. And it feels like it's like being covered in nasty ass dirt because you just mowed the lawn and you step in that shower and it's like, oh God, it's off. You feel so good. You feel so fucking good. Let's pull some cards on this mystery. I think that you become comfortable with it. That's my take. That it excites you instead of creates fear for you. No, that doesn't feel like it. Thank you for the reminder. We're going to use Hermetic Tarot. Sometimes a memory in and of itself is enough to keep you ungrounded, to not ground that in. But you got to remember, this is why we talk about seeds being planted. Like, even if what you say or your interactions fall on deaf ears when you're working with people or when you come across them, just know that seeds are constantly planted for that one time that something blooms, something connects, right? And so that's where it is, because there was too much going on. I just said it. All the seeds, Seven of Pentacles is the card, okay? And I feel like you've had to, okay, let me explain something. Seven of Pentacles is planting all the seeds and not knowing which one's going to break ground. You can do all the work, and it can be time consuming to wait and see when something finally breaks free, something finally grows, something finally comes to the light, right? That's the Seven of Pentacles, when it finally breaks ground. And we have Fortitude, which is the strength. And strength was first, like the strength to endure until it finally does. Can you imagine, like, the person that can keep persevering despite feeling like they can't move ahead, despite feeling like they're weighed down, despite feeling like it's not ever going to work out, and then it finally fucking does? It's exactly what the fuck we was just saying. It finally breaks ground. The Ten of Pentacles. It's like, I think the mystery is the mystery to you of how to let it go. It was a mystery all along, and it suddenly is no longer a mystery. It all makes sense. And you just can. Because that's what it is. The strength to keep going until it finally fucking releases until you finally break free, until you finally move into the light, enlightenment, until you finally get it and you break free and you're able to move towards the 10 of Pentacles. It's moving on from the 9 of Swords, the fears, the anxiety, the crippling mental gymnastics, right? It is the immobility, because that's what our history is doing. But you get to create a new history of successes that get to counteract this feeling or knowing of how many failures you've had, all the struggles. You get to create and build a new understanding for yourself so that the ego starts believing, I've got this. Of course I've got it. But till you start believing that you have a higher probability of succeeding at something than you do at failing it. Can you imagine the level of confidence that you have and the risks you're willing to take and the motivation and drive you have when that is your history that you call upon? So this weekend is that transformation, that movement away from the 9 of Swords that they said that cripples you. Tell me about the 10 of Pentacles. Son of a biscuit. Okay. Man, I think it's a decision to I've got the 2 of Swords, which is making the decision. This is the impasse. I don't really know which truth, what's the like I'm just gonna tell you because the truth that shit's gonna hit the fan again. It's got a lot of receipts. It's got a lot of fucking history there. Okay, it's got a lot. So being stuck, like which one is your truth? You are capable or you are not. You're a failure, you're a success. Life is worth living, life is not. Like what is your truth? You know? And it's like I think that what you choose, what you decide, what you then see, not with your logic, the history, but this new understanding that comes is that your hermit mode has become a burden. What was meant to be your time to seek the truth and clarity and come into yourself is now becoming a burden, the 10 of Wands. Because the 10 of Wands is all about the burden of having to have done it all on your own, which is also why they're talking about connecting with the world again. You've been so disconnected from the world because your hermit mode went from being about seeking and coming back home to the truth, and it turned into your safety net, your protection, your comfort, your new paradigm. So the strength that you've had to keep pushing, and now that things pop off, you are capable of achieving both emotional and material wealth. Okay? It's like you dragged that like a boulder with you. I just can't shake it off. The freedom to shed that skin. Wheel of Fortune. And then the Knight of Cups. And at the bottom, they got the Lord of Waves and Waters, the ebbs and flows. He's bringing in a new ebb, a new season. That's what it is. This is not a dry season. This is a plentiful, nourishing, nurturing, emotional season of life. Your luck is changing. Is there anything tangible that they can like how will they see this energetic shift reflected in their life? If it happens this weekend, and then like how's that going to show up? Go in universal, and then we'll oh lordy, motherfuck me. 9 of Cups. You get one of your wishes. Your luck changes. We have the 9 of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune again. So as this shift happens, you get what you fucking wanted. But you also get true, genuine personal contentment. Feeling good again. Oh my God, I just got it. They just said like an itch you couldn't scratch. They were showing me the image of the snake shedding its skin, or like the lizard shedding its skin, and how it's just like, get it off of me. And it can irritate, like it starts itching, like they will do things to try and rub it off. And remember I was like, why am I itching? Why am I itching? Touche. There's a speed at the change that you experience in your life. Oh my God, the world. Opportunities come flowing in. And it's almost as if the road that you are meant to be on opens up. Because with the world, first off, expansion, which we already said, but with the High Priestess, it's kind of like what you were meant for, right? And we were talking earlier about fate, like all the choices that you make, and how sometimes you're too far on a timeline that something's inevitable, right? And for me, this is like, that's fate, but this is destiny. This is like something that is imprinted on you, that is meant for you, that you have desired to go towards, but you couldn't let go of that history. And suddenly everything fucking opens up massively. The energy and your luck change. You start getting the things that you really want and wish and desire for. And exceptionally fast movement. A whole new cycle. You get to start this cycle you've been hearing about. Okay. I mean, we don't need a book. I don't need half the deck. It's like a new start to the emotional, the 10 of Pentacles. It's a short distance between the 7 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. Once it starts to break through, it's like all you needed was for something to break ground. Some of these fruits and vegetables that are out there, these plants that grow, once they break ground and they get that sunlight, they get that joy, motherfucker, you go out overnight, you're like, holy shit, oh my God. Like if you think you got time, you come back 2 days later and the damn thing, you're like, okay. And you gotta be careful, because then these little fuckers over here, all these little animals want to come and eat it. You gotta watch it. Once it breaks ground, it'll move fast. It's a short distance from the 7 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. And it's the start. This is the start of the emotional and material happiness that you're wanting. Because the Page of Cups is that emotional happiness with the fish popping out, which is all about your abundance. I I think that those things have been kept separate somehow for somebody. This message is for somebody. Whereas like either you can be emotionally happy or you can be financially happy. But you don't think that you can do both. And you do. You get to have both. Maybe that's the history you were holding on to. Maybe you were thinking, I never get to be emotionally or financially happy. So, anything else, Spirit? Come on. Return to pleasure. God, you're going to start enjoying life again. Fuck. Like the uninhibited type of joy. You're going to have pleasure in things again. Oh. It's like tasting the decadence of the best chocolate cake you've ever fucking had. And like, you ever have times you're like, oh, that's great. And then that one time you eat some chocolate and you're like, that hits different. Oh, like it almost like hits at a soul level. Like you taking a bite of some food and it hits you at a soul level. Like it's that kind of pleasure. It's that type of joy. This is good. This is good, guys. I am excited. How's everybody doing? Everybody say hey in the chat. I got so many peeps that stay quiet. Say hey. It's your rebirth. I'm loving it. For some of you, there's a couple of them. I don't know why they just said some of you might do well with lepidolite. This is actually a type of lepidolite. This is the normal one. This is I think it's Brazilian lepidolite. This is what it normally looks like. This is like the regular. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I have cicada wings in my thing. And so this is the normal lepidolite. Normal one. Look at how pretty and iridescent it is. It's gorgeous. But this one is the Brazilian lepidolite. And of course it's like, so it's, this one reminds me of kyanite where it's really has a chance to flake and stuff. So, and then I got sodalite for those who are, oh, put that back. They said, I'm sorry. Who work with crystals and feel like allowed that their energy to help them along. Sodalite is amazing for making connections, especially with those that are in alignment with you. Look at my hair. Woohoo! So, yeah. Isn't it pretty? This one, isn't it pretty? It's got like a purpley hue. Can you see? Like, look at how, ooh, baby. Oh yeah. But I've got the natural light on. So like it doesn't do it justice, but it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right. How's everybody doing? How's everybody been? I'm going to go on today and take off the 2024 readings from the website. I am also looking for a different platform other than Wix to have my website on. Wix likes to play in the propaganda of certain things, and I don't like that. So I need to find an exceptionally good website provider that's not all like paid out of the pocket of certain governments. So if you all have suggestions, by all means, I was going to Square is one that I was going to look at, but I'm not really sure. They're not the best with like their websites and stuff, but I don't need anything major. So if y'all got any suggestions on that, please let me know. feel like there was something else I was going to say. Oh, and obviously, if you want to book a private reading, you can. That's on the website. Why do I feel like they're bringing me to a lot of purple. I feel like now I need to show you the sodalite. Dang. Because look at this particular, this has like the same purples, like this seashell. You can't see it. It looks gray from here. It's got lots of purples. Come on, focus, camera, focus. There we go. Focus. It's got lots of purples, the same as that lepidolite. Let me show you, lovely people. Where did I put my sodalite? Where did I put my? I think I need. Oh, that's another one. I thought I broke my wing, and I did not. I have so many in here, and they're so gorgeous. Anybody else like? I'm not a fan. Here we go. Here's sodalite. Here's a good one. Look at that shit. Look at that. I love these. Okay, ladies. Gents, you can do the same thing. Let me tell you what. I fucking love them. I love it when they come like these little thin ones, because guess where they go? If I'm out and about and I want to make connections, and that boy go in my brassiere. Anybody else get told growing up, like we called them over the shoulder boulder holders, but like we had a range of them. Y'all want to hear them? I feel like I'm not done yet, so I guess I'm rambling. So if you don't want to stick around, by all means, it's all good. Over the shoulder nipla holder, over the shoulder pebble holder, over the shoulder rock holder, over the shoulder boulder holder, over the shoulder implant holder. Dude, when I was young, we said some shit. Let me just tell you. Come up with some dumb shit. We're the ones that did son of a biscuit eater, too, okay? I'm just saying, that's my age range. So, anywho. All right, what should I do, guys? Somebody spit something out. Why? Why do I need to get home before dark? Oh, announcement. So we were gonna do another. So we did something the other day with a meditation and like a little get together with Paula Burt. But she's in Costa Rica, and a lot of people had difficulty, like her sound would go in and out, and she climbed to the highest mountain there. Might be why her phone, but we were thinking she's coming back to the States here in the next couple of days. And we were like, how about, because she can come here and chill with me, right? How about rather than trying to do that one again and not hear anything, we're going to wait until she gets here so we can do it here so we know that the signals are good and everything else like that. So for those where I said that, she reminded me this morning to say something. Does she know me? I think she might. So that we can do that again. Especially for those that missed it the last time or felt like they want to do it again to get more out of it because the sound was going in and out. So come prepared though, because we talk there. You get the most out of it when we open up to the magic of the connection with one another and allow each other's energy to help pull and bring things out and up to the surface that need to, and then hold space for one another. So if you want, what is it called? She used to call it expand, and now it's called magnetic. There we go. God, I kept thinking magic, and I was like, it's not magic. My brain thought it knew. And I'm like, magnetic. So yeah, it's I've met some badass people. It's also the space where there's no judgment and there's room for growth, and it can become very, like, a lot of vulnerability happens. And so there's a going with the flow of the moment versus today we'll talk about, because that's not productive. So not in this sense. So anyways, if you want to know about it, I will put a little short video when we finally get it. I'll send it out in some of my private groups, and then I'll set it up. Oh, I'm so smart. I will put it on the shorts, the little short thingies. For crying out loud. I just feel like I need like some of those mushroom coffees because my brain needs some help. Don't apologize. A lot of people do that, actually. I have Kelsey usually will come on, and she's got little ones, so she just like has me on the TV, so much so that the little one knows my voice and he perks up and everything. It's really fun. I'm going to talk to her about that because I think she might do it. That's the way that she's been doing it, is via Zoom. But if she was wanting it to be open, I don't know if she's going to try to do Facebook Live or if she wants to do it on YouTube or something like that. So I'm gonna make sure, and I will send out the invite. I will advertise it. Okay. So, but I'll let you know, and I'm going to try to make it at a good time. So it'll probably be between 9 and 10, maybe closer to 10. David, I think that you're actually up by then, and well rested enough that you won't fall asleep during the meditation, right? So yeah, sounds good to me. Okay. So is there anything we want to like tap into for the weekend? Like, I still want to keep it general, and tomorrow's Friday. I might do the Tarot Demystified. I'm trying to determine if we're going to do Tarot Demystified every week or every other week, because it can really pull on energies. So yeah, but yeah, so let's do something general, and see if is there something we want to ask specifically of Spirit? Like, what's the energy of this right now? Like, give us some messages in regards to blah, 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 blah. Like, on my channel, we've had the occasional love reading come up, but for the most part, there's been a major focus on the self and one's journey. About falling asleep. Or do we want to ask do we want a right here, right now? Like, do we want to say, okay, Spirit, away from the energy shift, what can we expect from this weekend? What do we want to do? What do we want to? Y'all are being quiet. Now, I do believe I have it set where everybody can chit chat on the chat. I'm trying to fill the cards. I feel like a nice clean breeze. I don't know why. Like, I feel like something, like, it's not in my room. Like when you're walking outside and it has like this. Okay. So I don't know what now they're giving me, like, sitting with your coffee. Like, when you do it early in the morning kind of situation, like when it's like that nice crispy, but it's not cold. Like, it's like the kind of, okay, so me and my friends, we call it good air. Like, when we go hiking, we'll hit pockets of, ooh, oh, and it's like suddenly we can breathe easier. We can expand our lungs. It feels really good. It's like, I don't know, it might have a little bit cooler. Like, it's like, ooh, and it has like a great smell, but it's not like floral. It's like, you ever hit those pockets of good air? That's what it feels like. I don't know why I'm saying this, but, well, we're just going to dive in since nobody's got any requests, and we're just going to see what they have to say. Sun Night Tarot. There's something about sitting on this wooden freaking chair that I know that my hips are lopsided a bit. And here recently, my back has been giving me problems. Like, I got some kind of a kink in a muscle that wraps like this. Like, the one that starts mid back and then wraps up into it's always on this side. And it's like, all I got to do is sit on this thing for just, and it triggers. But I also saw another practitioner talking about people who are going through like energetic shifts and changes right now, having a lot of back pain. I think I shared it in some of the groups. Oh, I forgot. I still got. I'm feeling myself. I still have the soda light in my bra. Let's do this. 8 of Cups. Now, 8 of Cups is always good. It's that moment when you're willing to walk away from something. Like you got 0 fucks to give. You're going for what you want. You're going for that 9 of Cups, right? Keep it. I heard keep it simple. I almost sung it. Did you hear me? Keep it. I was going to wait, what? Shit just comes out sometimes. Spirit. Queen of Cups. She's pregnant in this one. She's got her cup and she's completely surrounded. 2 of Pentacles, taking that next step. I love this one because this to me isn't about where I'm prioritizing as opposed to me prioritizing moving forward. I'm building one upon the other, right? I'm not necessarily shifting. I'm on the exact same path, but I'm moving forward, right? I don't feel like, okay, so while they were talking about the energetic shift, while that may be like an overall, like that's a, see, it's just a tiny bit of the picture. I feel like this is going to have a similarity, but it's different is what they're saying. It's different. And they're showing me on this one, see how these 8 of Cups, it's very balanced. The scales are balanced. Which gives me a sense of peace about it, right? Like this isn't a fight. This isn't like things, I feel like things being back in balance is something that allows you to walk away from something. There's not one thing that's better than the other. Like there's no more options left for you where with what you're doing or where you're at. I just feel like saying the Queen of Cups is that space where your cup is full. And you notice how it's easier to follow your intuition, your gut instincts. It's easier to allow your heart to guide you and for you to hear those things. Hear all the whispers when your cup is full. They're saying it's the seat of solutions. So you're in a space. This is the overall energy because anytime this was the first row, this is the second row, and like when I have cards and there's an even number on each side, there's a center card basically. It becomes an overall energy, and this is the energy of when it's easier to hear those whispers and be in tune with everything. It's easier to bring something into fruition. It's easier to give birth to something. It's easier to determine that next step. Okay. There's some information. This feels very tangible, though. This is like some type of a communication that's coming through. Now, I know that we said that there was like some advice that was going to be shared, but this feels more like it's directed to you, as opposed where the other one was like I don't know, it felt kind of like happenstance that it could still be directed, but anyways, but this feels like a message. Uh, the Wheel of Fortune, like you get some type of very fortunate communication. Thank you. I love it when we can make something concise. And then we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is taking that moment to have a positive mental preparation for something. Having that positive mental preparation, because it is a sword suit, so it's the mental realm, prepares you for this new start. Okay, this egg. Positive mental preparation is also ensures that you don't self-sabotage and that you don't fall for any external false narratives. Your discernment's going to be on point. You're taking a very conscious, aware approach. So you're seeing things for what they really are. It makes it more difficult for people to deceive you, right? So that you don't. Okay. And then we have the Four of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles. This feels like something very, these are two minor arcana cards, but it feels major. But because it's specific to you, this isn't something that's, it's very tangible. They're showing you the four walls, the four wands, the four pillars that are the cornerstone of creating something, of building something. It is a solid foundation, but they're bringing me to it. It's worth celebrating. And the Nine of Pentacles, at its best, at its most general, is going to be liberation and freedom, independence, right? When you're financially set, you have independence of choice, independence of movement. I want to pull cards on that one. I don't know. There's something about this positive information that is shared that I feel like arms you. Like he goes into the enemy's camp or the army's camp and he gathers up some swords to even the playing field, right? And to arm himself so that he has a chance at success of something. If something were to ever break out, he didn't really put a dent into anybody else. He didn't steal anybody else's thunder. He didn't prevent somebody, he wasn't being sneaky in a sense to destroy somebody else. He was preparing himself. He was in a place of, right? And so it's like there's something about that this, whatever this is, protects you, because that's also kind of like the idea of the Four of Wands. Give me some. Could you clarify? Okay, we're gonna use New Era elements. Son of a biscuit. All right. New Era. Abundance and victory. Okay, hold on. I want to know about the Four of Wands really quick. Then we'll come back to the other. Tell me more about the Four of Wands. Clarify it for me. Okay, so the idea, Eight of Cups is at peace with leaving something behind or walking away from something or feeling like, okay, I feel balanced in this, in this. And this is the freedom to move forward. It's beyond the choice of what to do next. It is just the actual path opening up, right? We have the High Priestess, Four of Wands. Okay. So they're clarifying the Seven of Swords. High Priestess is mixed with the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is the confidence, the capability, the standing on business, that I know my worth and I exercise my worth, and that is what guides me. I have the appropriate boundaries. I know I have self-worth and self-respect and self-love. Um, and I have clarity of intuition and guidance. Like I have this inner knowing. I have this. It feels like this. I feel like I am in my power with this, which is what this is about, right? This is preparing you. It's not. It's preparing you for that new beginning, that egg, which has not yet hatched, right? But is in your hand. Okay. I don't know if that was supposed to come out, actually. That might have been a Shauna. I don't know why I feel like it helps you to. I heard it helps you with this success. It's like arming you for the success you're about to have. Because the Seven of Swords ensures the success of the Six of Swords. All the work, all the alchemy, all the change, the transition into the calmer waters, getting where it is that you to this place and protecting that. Son, why? I'm gonna put these bad boys over here. I'm taking these two that were in my hands. The Knight of Swords with the King of Pentacles is kind of the epitome of it's whatever this is. It prepares you for the change that's coming. I gotta understand what in fact, we're gonna skip the Four of Wands. I want to know what this Page of Swords is. Because the Knight of Swords is all about the 180, the pivot, the irrevocable change, can't go back from, right? He cuts shit out. Done. No more going back to the old. King of Pentacles has mastery over himself and therefore mastery over his life. He's not just the Queen of Pentacles who has the capacity to do things. He executes it within his reality, which is how he accumulates his wealth. That is his wealth. Okay. Can we talk about the Page of Swords then? I'd like to know what the Page of Swords is. What is the message? What is the information? They keep saying direct message. They want to differentiate. There's a direct message, like somebody reaching out to you, or you receiving a letter, or you direct message like a DM. It could be that. It could be an email. Like it's something that's direct to you. A phone call. Nine of Cups. Whatever is said to you, or whatever this. Okay, get more specific because we ain't playing this guessing game. the sun. This message is the moment that something breaks ground. Remember they were talking about breaking ground earlier? Like the seed that pops through, and like as soon as the sun hits, it's like, ah, and it grows like it's not even funny. I mean, I don't know, but this is exceptionally good. Between the 9 of Cups and the Sun card, this is some good shit. It is like, if you were to be like, hey, like, what do you mean by, oh, my luck is going to change or good luck's coming in? What do you mean? Like, I don't think you could get better than that. They said it's a wish that's very personal to you. So you might have, you know how like everybody can be like, I want to win the lottery or I want money. And it's like, you have a very specific request. It's more specific than that. Otherwise the star card would be, you know, it's like it's instead of it being like something very general, it's something very specific. And the sun card is like a yes. It's a fucking yes. Maybe you get a message that's a yes that changes everything. Okay. In what area are we allowed to know? Is that too specific? It changes something that it changes from you feeling like like it's a success in the sense that you thought something was a failure, but you change your mind. We've got the 2 of Swords and the Hanged Man flanking the 7 of Pentacles. So something you thought wasn't going to break ground does. You get a message about it. You may have been worried, like, I've been waiting a long time, or like, is this ever going to happen? But it is actually a very, very specifically, somebody's going to get communication about something. Am I going to get a job? Am I going to blah, 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 like something? And but it's good. It's like, it's your wish. And it fucking just, the sun is shining down on this. And okay, so remember the book that I put back? I was like, oh, that doesn't feel right. All these fucking cards. These were all the cards. I shit you not. They were like, we said to take them. Like, that doesn't feel right. Probably because it wasn't for the 4 of Wands, but whatever. They've got their own agenda right now. They're not answering my questions. Okay. I get it. Because it's a perceived failure. It's a perceived failure. And that's where I feel like somebody was stuck. Somebody was like, about truths and stuff like that. Now, before in the earlier reading, it felt like somebody not wanting to do or move because history always repeats itself. But this one feels like feels like a very present moment where you're looking at the evidence. It feels like no, I already planted the seeds. I've been standing here watching this shit. Been, however long, that shit ain't popped ground. And that had you questioning shit. But the thing about the 7 of Pentacles is it finally does break ground. It finally comes through. Something begins, something starts. And it gives you the motivation and drive. I don't know, you feel. Remember I said earlier, in your power? It's a steam room, and they're telling me it gives you the steam to move forward, to do something. Like it recharges you, much like the sun would. Okay, what is the 4 of Wands? So somebody this weekend is going to get a message coming through. The 3 of Wands is the abundance card, is the expansion. We have the 3 of Cups with the 8 of Pentacles. I mean, it is like the Two of Pentacles. You do get to finally start to move forward on this path. It's a very specific movement forward, right? It can be work for some. Okay, so they're bringing from the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles is the idea of once something breaks ground, you don't keep directing your energy to these other things that haven't popped up yet. No, remember I said once that thing pops up, you better fucking pay attention. Like now, that's what you cultivate. You don't cultivate the shit that doesn't work. So if something comes through where it's like, if it's a job offer, it's like, okay, well, this is, it's like your answer. It's like, this is the answer to what's going to move you forward, what's going to change the energies, what's going to, you know what I mean? And so you, instead of, I feel like somebody may have been like, I don't know, Seven of Cups. So like energies all over the place. There's a message that comes through that you're like, okay, I'm doing that. Because it's the one where the path finally moves forward. It's the one that will pay off. It's the one that will bring you abundance. You're not going to keep directing your attention to something that's not kicking off. That's not going to do it, right? You're spinning your wheels then. And then we have the Fool card with the Universe card. The Fool card with the, this is a brand new stuff. Like this is the entire fucking journey. I just realized that. From start to finish. It's a whole brand new fucking journey. You're embarking on something new that's going to take you in a totally new trajectory. Get it? Knight of Swords. Like this is the path. This is the path that's opening up to you. Somebody's about to get a message or confirmation or some kind of communication that tells you this path is a go. And whatever it is, you're hearing things very crystal clear. It allows you, it brings a sense of peace with it that you can now hear very in tune and give birth to something. You get to nurture something. You didn't have anything popping off before, now you do. You're like, all right, put my energy behind that. But it's like this new start is going to take you to really amazing places. It is definitely going to give you some liberation. You want me to, I'm going to do a little bit of Kipper and then we'll wrap it up. Got mature woman. She always has a level of wisdom to her, but this could be a person. And then we have the Thief card. Thief card's always like a missed opportunity for me, being distracted because he's taking the stopwatch. Like, you know, when somebody's deceitful or something to that effect, and it's kind of like, and something, remember the message came and like you're protected from deception and you can stand your ground. Like your intuition already knows something, you know how to maneuver, High Priestess. And then you know your worth. You stand on business. You have your boundaries. Because in this one, this lady is distracting him so that this can happen. And it's like, I feel as if you know better than to let something, I don't know if somebody has like a feminine in their life that would try to do this, like would be the obstacle to something, who would be deceptive like this to rob somebody of an opportunity or has robbed somebody of an opportunity. Or this person may try to poo-poo on something. Tell me more about this. What is this? Who's mature? Who's a mature woman? Couple variations. Somebody could be the mature woman that allows things to distract them and miss opportunities. You could either be somebody who is easily distracted by love and it causes you to miss out on things in work, or somebody who's overly focused on work and it causes you to miss out on opportunities in meeting people and connecting in love. Or if you're not the feminine, this feminine could be the distraction to you finding and connecting and having happiness in both love and work. Like somebody may want to be the center of someone's attention. Okay, I'm going to leave that there, right? And I'm going to ask if the Kipper can give us some information about like the message. We're going to focus on the Page of Swords. Oh. Somebody is also ready to receive this information. Somebody's ready for this new beginning and they're prepared. They're prepared not to be bamboozled. They're prepared to not have self-delusion. They stand strong. They have a positive mental outlook, and that's going to allow for this information to come in. Wow. Adjudication and courthouse came out. Overall, we're talking about weighing up the pros and cons of something and finally like assessing and seeing all the information and making a decision, a final decision about something, about maybe somebody's deception or roles that they've played in being obstructive in regards to love and work. This could also be about getting some type of legal documentation on something that was, or like some authoritative, like this message may be like legal in nature as far as like it holds a lot of water. Like it doesn't necessarily mean that you're at a courthouse or you're going to court or anything else like that. It could be like binding type of contracts and binding agreements and things like that, right? Where it's like somebody has missed out on something. What is that? We don't want to get lost in the sauce, Spirit. So please don't start hitting up individuals. We want to make sure that this is general enough. And if I'm getting lost in the sauce, bring me back. Bring me back. I just wanted to give a little bit more about what was happening, the tangibility of it. Are we good? Okay. I'm hoping they know what I mean by that. I mean, I know they do, but I'm like, this bitch be coming out a lot. And unfortunately, I feel like it's a person. I got to be honest with you. Somebody's had some concerns about either somebody within their network of people, or you're going to get support for a concern that you have. There we go. You're going to get support. You're going to get some type of level of support for a concern that you have. Like aid, assistance. Who is, I'm about to pull in a minute. Who is the older female? Feels like a person. Like I want to liken her to the Queen of Pentacles, but I'm like, no, this is a person, and I'm trying to help. It's a feminine energy. We'll just put it at that. There's a feminine energy, which isn't necessarily gender specific, but it is like they're showing me somebody that appears to be what would be considered a woman by certain societies. There's a burden. What? You may have asked, like, there may be something tangibly burdening you, and that's what the wish is. You're going to get help and assistance in regards to a concern, in regards to a burden. And that's why it's like, like it feels really fucking good. Because we got the cross. I want to know who the feminine is. The feminine may be somebody that comes in and helps and assists with this burden, because we got the burden and we have the messenger card. And I'm like, who is the female? And the female is the messenger that comes in to help and assist. This is the community card, which is the same as this community card. It's help, resources, support, community, that type of thing, right? So somebody's going to help somebody with a burden that's happening right now, and it's like a wish fulfillment. It's like it takes things from it shines light, like it improves things. Like, yes, you get your wish. Yes, you're going to get your wish. It balances things out. The Eight of Cups. You feel good about it. It calms your mind. It opens you up. You're able to hear the guidance. You're able to hear your intuitive nudges. You're connected. Your cup is full. You thought something was failing, but there's a breakthrough, right? Puts you back in your power. And you're able to make some choices and decisions. Okay. Is that strictly what this is? Some wish? Either you're a female or there's a person attached to this that's feminine, or the feminine, this female could be the fucking problem, and some type of solution comes in, some information or knowledge comes in. Journey. It's like it solidifies something. Remember, we had the courthouse and the adjudication. I was like, it feels like binding of some sorts. It's like maybe this is like a negotiation. Maybe there's like working certain things out, because that's what the courthouse, or that's the courthouse card is, because it's like the attorney that you go into like mediation, and you look at the facts and you kind of like position yourself for something, and it comes to like a binding agreement, or like it comes to like a resolution has a finality to it. It has this sense of authority to it, right? Like with the judicial card, it's like, okay, it may not be like legal, like you're in the courthouse, but it has some kind of like and it moves forward. Yeah, it allows you to have a new start and move forward. Gosh, this is going to be one of those things where you're going to know if it's for you, right? Like I'm trying, and that's usually when I have somebody go, I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. I'm like, okay, because I am trying to, but that's got to hit somebody on specificity. So wow. And I don't know why I also feel like it liberates somebody though. Remember, it gives you a sense of security. You finally get to a place. This could even be if you are the feminine energy. This is getting the resource and assistance that you've been needing all along. You get news of that, and it gives you a sense of security, ability to move forward, and it protects you in this new beginning. Because there's other things like I don't want to use that example because it's like, but like when there's something with a major authority and legally binding, like even winning the lottery, winning bingo, like any of those kinds of things would be, and I'm not saying somebody's winning the lottery, but it's like, you see how like there's these structures of authority and it has like some, you got to fill out tax stuff and has like some legalities to it. And when something like that happens, you got to kind of like the courthouse, you kind of have to like the pros and cons, and you look at all the facts and you try to figure out what to do. So it's kind of like that. It has like the energy of that. But I can't think of a better scenario, like real world scenario, like maybe somebody comes in and says, you know what, I'll take out the loan for you. And this is what we'll do to make sure that we come to some sort of agreement for payback and how things are going to work and what you're going to use it for so that you can get out of this hole. And now you've got this sense of security, which is the Four of Wands. And you're well protected and you can kind of build from here. And then the Nine of Pentacles is like being free from something. So I don't know. There's so many things. Like now I just I want to know somebody's story. So, all right. Well, that's awesome. And today's just Thursday, but it's funny that they're wanting to start. But you know what? Tomorrow is March 1st. So that might be why. It's a brand new month. So they're kind of starting, but they're acting like the weekend. So, well, whatever. Okay. Well, hey, country girl, how are you? Is exactly how I felt when I saw that wild masculine figure dancing freely, cool breeze, etc. Ooh. All right, well, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Like I said, I might be coming on tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen. We shall see. I hope everybody has a fantastic and wonderful day, and I'll see you later this week.